Level 1, the recruit. You apply because the pay is decent and the county is hiring. You don't think too hard about what corrections officer actually means until you're sitting in an academy classroom with 40 other recruits. The academy runs 12 weeks. You learn use of force policy, how to restrain someone twice your size without breaking their arm, unless that's the only option left. You learn radio codes, the difference between a level 1 and a level 4 facility. You pass your physical test, your background check. You graduate. You get assigned to general population. Your first walk onto the block. 200 men watching you clip your keys to your belt is the loudest silence you've ever heard. Level 2, the block officer. You work general population for 2 years. You learn the unwritten rules faster than the written ones. Which inmates run the block informally. Which ones you talk to first when something's about to happen. Which ones you never turn your back on. You break up 3 fights in your first 6 months. You get spit on twice. You get called things you didn't know were words. You learn to say nothing back, because reacting means you've lost. You start eating lunch standing up, because sitting for 20 minutes feels like a luxury you haven't earned. Your spouse asks how work was, and you say fine, because the real answer takes longer than either of you has patience for. Level 3, the transfer. After 3 years, you request a transfer to the state's only maximum security death row unit. People ask why. You don't have a clean answer. Your first day, your sergeant walks you down a hallway quieter than anything you've experienced. No yard noise, no dayroom chatter. Just single cells, solid doors, small windows, and men who've been there so long they know every officer's schedule better than the officers do. There are 12 men on this unit. You learn all 12 names within a week because you'll say them every day for years. Level 4, the routine. You work this unit for 5 years. You bring meals through a slot 3 times a day. You escort men to the yard one at a time, shackled, because 2 men together is a liability nobody wants to explain later. You do rounds every 30 minutes confirming each man is alive, because the state doesn't want anyone die on their own terms before the state gets its turn. One reads legal briefs all day, still filing appeals a decade in. One draws, taping sketches to his wall until they cover every inch. One hasn't spoken a full sentence in 4 years, just nods when you slide his tray through. You know things about these men their own families might not know. You also know exactly what got them here, because you read the files, and you can never fully unread them. Level 5, the first date. A death warrant gets signed. 90 days out. This time it's someone you've walked past every day for 4 years. His legal team files last-minute appeals. Your unit runs a death watch schedule. Someone sitting outside his cell 24 hours a day for the final 72 hours, logging his behavior every 15 minutes in a binder that becomes part of the permanent record. You get an 8-hour block of that watch. You sit 6 feet from a man you've talked to for 4 years while a clock runs down that neither of you controls anymore. Level 6, the day. The appeal gets denied at 4 p.m. The execution is scheduled for midnight. You walk him to a room you've never had to walk anyone to before. A phone on the wall in case a stay comes through last second. A warden with a watch. A witness room with a curtain that hasn't opened yet. You do your part exactly as trained. Exactly as rehearsed in drills you thought you'd never actually use. At 12:14 a.m., it's over. You walk back to your car at 2 a.m. and sit there for 40 minutes before you can make yourself drive. Level 7, the second one. The first one breaks something that never fully resets. The second one, 3 years later, is different, not easier, different. Your hands don't shake this time. You clock it as a strange unprofessional growth. Then clock how strange it is that you're proud of that. You start noticing your own reactions from a distance, like you're watching yourself do the job instead of doing it. Your sergeant calls this normal. He's been through 11. You wonder what number turns a person into someone who can say that out loud without their voice changing. Level 8, the senior officer. You've been on this unit for 12 years. New officers get assigned to you for training. You teach them the schedule, the names, the routines. You don't teach them the part where you'll remember every single one of these men for the rest of your life, whether you want to or not, because nobody taught you that part either. You watch their faces change through their first death, watch the way yours did. You say nothing because nothing actually prepares them, same as nothing prepared you. Level 9, the retirement. You retire after 22 years, the last 15 on this unit. You've been present for 7 executions. 7 names you'll never say out loud to anyone outside this job, because nobody outside would understand why you remember their laugh, their handwriting, their favorite meal request, alongside what got them there. You sleep with a small light on now. Your spouse doesn't ask why anymore. You still wake at exactly 3 a.m. some nights. The same hour death watch shifts used to change. Your body keeping a schedule your life no longer requires. Level 10, the ghost. You're 3 years retired in a grocery store, and someone reads a name off a receipt close enough to 1 to 7, and your whole body goes still before you catch yourself. You don't talk about the job at parties or family dinners. There's no version of the story that fits into small talk, and there never will be. Somewhere right now, a new recruit is filling out an application for a job they don't understand yet. They think it's about walking a hallway and turning keys. They have no idea what this job actually asks you to carry, one name at a time, for the rest of your life.